Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Farzana Khan. First, the headlines. Prime Minister has expressed government's determination to ensure transparency in Senate elections. President has directed the Federal Ombudsman to make their institution more effective to provide free-of-cost relief to the common man. 1,979 new coronavirus cases were reported, with 50 deaths due to the virus during the last 24 hours. Pakistan's permanent representative to the United Nations says the Kashmiri people's desire for freedom cannot be extinguished by India's continued repression. An occupied Kashmir veteran Hurriyat leader Saeed Ali Gilani has said people of Kashmir would not submit to India's repressive measures and would continue to fight for right to self-determination. In Afghanistan, 11 people have been killed in separate incidents in Kabul and Faryab provinces. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan has expressed the government's determination to ensure transparency in Senate elections. This was stated by Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Shibli Faraz, while briefing media after the Federal Cabinet meeting in Islamabad today with Prime Minister Imran Khan in the chair. The Information Minister said the government is working on developing a system to streamline the appointments and inclusion of talented officers and heads in the government institutions. He said, "We are working to remove the legal obstacles in this regard." The Cabinet reviewed all decisions taken in the previous meetings. Giving details of the discussions, the Foreign Information Minister said 1,750 decisions were made by the Federal Cabinet, out of which action was taken on 1,579 decisions, while 46 are under process and 28 are delayed. The meeting discussed various suggestions related to implementation of the delayed decisions. The minister said the government is working on establishing Hajj fund on the pattern of Malaysia model. President Dr. Arif Alvi has urged the need to make the institution of Ombudsman more effective by amending the existing laws so as to provide expeditious relief to the common man in resolving their grievances. Addressing the Federal Ombudsman Conference in Islamabad today, he also directed the Federal Ombudsman to enhance their outreach to remote areas of the country. The President advised the participants to launch a media campaign aiming to create awareness among people about the role of the Ombudsman in providing swift relief to the people. The number of coronavirus cases across the world has risen to over 13.2 million, while the pandemic has so far claimed more than 576,000 lives so far. The United States is the worst hit, where cases have mounted over 3.4 million and death toll reached over 138,000. In Brazil, over 1.8 million cases and more than 70,000 deaths have been reported so far. More than 7.7 million patients have recovered from the disease across the world. 1,70,656 patients have so far recovered from the coronavirus across the country. According to the latest statistics, 1,09,079 new coronavirus cases were reported in the country during the last 24 hours, taking the tally to 2,53,604. These include 1,06,622 in Sindh, 87,492 in Punjab, 30,747 in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, 11,192 in Balochistan, 14,202 in Islamabad, 1,694 in Gilgit-Baltistan, and 1,666 in Azad Kashmir. Meanwhile, 50 patients died of the virus during the last 24 hours, taking the death toll to 5,320. Pakistan's permanent representative to the United Nations, Munir Akram, says the Kashmiri people's struggle for self-determination is more alive and resilient now, and their desire for freedom cannot be extinguished by India's continued repression. In a statement, he said the changing global and regional strategic scenario is accelerating the arrival of this long-awaited dawn for the Kashmiris. The Pakistani envoy said the inalienable right to self-determination of the people of Jammu and Kashmir is embedded in the principles of the UN Charter, the UN's Human Rights Covenants, and the fundamental tenets of international law. This is Radio Pakistan giving you the news. Speakers at a webinar have said the ever-present threat of a nuclear war between India and Pakistan will continue to hover on the horizon unless both countries address the core issue of Kashmir that happens to be the root cause of tension in the region. The webinar, convened by Kashmir Institute of International Relations on the sidelines of the 44th session of United Nations Human Rights Council, was addressed by noted British author, biographer, and historian Victoria Schofield, Arif Kamal, Irshad Mahmood, and Brigadier retired Dr. Saif Malik. In occupied Kashmir, the veteran Hurriyat leader Saeed Ali Gilani has said that the arrest and slapping of draconian law Public Safety Act against the senior pro-freedom leader Mohammad Ashraf Sehrai and some members of Jamaat-e-Islami is yet another sign of desperation and frustration on part of Indian occupational authorities. Saeed Ali Gilani, in his recent tweet message, reiterated that such repressive measures would not benefit the authorities. Instead, it would help the Kashmir freedom movement to march on unhindered. He said people of Kashmir would not submit to India's repressive measures and would continue to fight for right to self-determination. Civil society members and social activists, while condemning the killings, nocturnal raids and arrests by Indian Forces personnel, urged the international community to send teams to see for themselves how the people are being treated as slaves in the occupied territory. Pakistan has strongly condemned the attack by American forces on the Tawas district of Azerbaijan on Sunday, which resulted in several Azeri casualties. In a statement, Foreign Office spokesperson Aisha Faruqi said, "We extend our sincere condolences to the bereaved families." She said the unresolved conflict of Nagorno-Karabakh poses a serious threat to regional peace and security with far-reaching consequences. The spokesperson said the recent provocative action is a manifestation of the American attempt to distract the international community and hamper the ongoing negotiations process for peaceful resolution of Nagorno-Karabakh conflict as enshrined in the relevant UN Security Council resolutions. In Afghanistan, 11 security personnel have been killed and dozens injured in separate incidents in Kabul and Faryab provinces. According to Afghan government official, 5 people were killed and 11 others injured when a roadside bomb struck a minibus in Sarobi district in Kabul. In another incident, 4 people were killed and several others injured when militants opened fire on a mosque in Maimuna area of Faryab province. Afghan officials said 2 attackers were intercepted and killed by the local police. In Sudan, government has declared a state of emergency in 2 towns of Darfur after violence and unrest. And finally, the weather report. Mainly hot and humid weather is likely to prevail in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. However, rain with thunderstorm is expected at a few places in Gilgit-Baltistan and Kashmir. To end the news, the main points once again. Prime Minister has expressed government's determination to ensure transparency in Senate elections. President has directed the Federal Ombudsman to make their institution more effective to provide free-of-cost relief to the common man. 1,979 new coronavirus cases were reported with 50 deaths due to the virus during the last 24 hours. Pakistan's permanent representative to the United Nations says the Kashmiri people's desire for freedom cannot be extinguished by India's continued repression. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News.